Uh, Hello. What's going on with the goings on, y'all? Now, I have a lot of things wrote down. I have a lot of things that I need to discuss. But since a person doesn't understand my reach and doesn't understand who I am and how I make things happen, we're going to talk about this person because I've never heard of you. But we're going to hear of you today, okay? Your company is called uh Davidson Design. Okay. Now, of course, I probably ain't heard of you because you probably on the underground tip. Okay, but we're gonna hear about you today, nigga. Have some patience, bro. All that talking while I'm talking ain't nothing getting done. You feel me? And then you want to hang up before you even get some understanding. How you gonna have some business going if you ain't got no business going? That's what's wrong with today's group, bro. You won't even got 2 seconds to hear what I got to say. And if I'm telling you there is something wrong with your company, you should want to take heed to it. Not tell me I'm wrong and this might not be a fit for me and you gonna keep it moving. Okay, well keep it moving, Davidson Design, but I'm blasting your ass for a week straight. We gonna talk bad about you. Your shit already outdated. Nigga, who the fuck do pop cups? Nigga, don't nobody do no motherfucking pop cups in 2026. You sitting here trying to tell me you gonna make something happen for me. No, you not. Not without a couple dollars. Now you want a couple dollars to make it happen. No, I should have been said something about what's going on, but we gonna talk about it. And every time I get a chance, I'm blasting you, Davidson Design. You ain't worth shit. I can do all this by myself. I done. I done been. So if I'm telling you I'm somewhere and I might be somebody, you never know who you pissing off when you on the internet. But you tell me I ain't a perfect fit because you don't want to hear my conversation. You want my money. I don't want your money. You want my money. You want my investment. You want my invention. You want. But the needs you have, you don't even want to meet them. But we're going to continue to talk about Davidson Design. Every time I come on the screen, that's what I'm talking about until I get a call. Anyway, let's get off into what I'm talking about before I get frustrated and I do this whole video about Davidson Design and how they really just try to tell me I ain't somebody. Nigga, you don't know who I am. Okay? So you get your facts straight before you get to running your mouth. Cause sometimes shit ain't what it is. It just be what it's gonna be. And you gotta understand it too, my G. All that talking gonna fuck around and get you fired. You understand me, Davidson Design? Better learn who you talking to, man. Shout out to Vezo. I seen you on the court, young brother. What was you doing on that court, young brother? Young Eastside? What was you doing, young Vezo? You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to you, good brother. I'm like, damn, is he doing what I think he doing? Had to be. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga is pulling it up, okay? And had a little smack to say. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I was lightweight deterred earlier today. You gonna tell me I ain't a fit for you. You ain't a fit for me. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't had nothing for you. You know what I'm talking about? But nothing but these ideas, they done went a long way. You know what I mean? Better ask some of the people I'm talking to, ma'am. Shout out to Chicago. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know if you was right or wrong. So I guess I was watching this Chicago situation, and I guess a young man was interviewing this lady from Chicago, and she was stating something that I didn't even know. I mean, the more you know, you learn something new every day. That's why you gotta listen. Davidson Design. I guess you're gonna be the topic of the day, huh? Davidson Design. You finna see how I move, young punk. Anyway, so uh all roads lead to the west side of Chicago. I didn't even know that, bro. But I looked at the map and I'm like, yeah, all major roads. I don't know about the interstate highways and whatnot, but we got a little loop around here on the west side of Chicago. So, yeah. All roads lead to there. And she was saying how some guy got his situation, and then he got booked, crook him and book him, and through interrogation, I call that snitching. He told on some twins. Some twins end up being, them people, and them people end up being Ken the Chapo, and that's how Chapo is incarcerated right now today. But all this is just hearsay, from there to there and here to there. You know what I'm talking about? That was crazy. I listened to that interview like 2 times, maybe 3. I told you the David, yeah, and that was yesterday. I'm only talking about yesterday. You know what I'm talking about? I could have talked about the day before, but I was chilling. I really wasn't messing with the internet. Only thing I watched was the Jay-Z hookup, and we're gonna get to that. Anyway, we're gonna continue on. Let's talk about King, the little one. So a lot goes with this. So I've been watching King since he grew up. There's nothing new. I said it on a multitude of videos. So I guess shout out to you. I also been messing with Tiny since she was a little adolescent, since she was 16, 17. We both was 16, 17 when you was 16, 17. Or I might have been 12 and you was 16, 17. Either way it go, I've been watching you since the incision of Escape. And when you left, when you became Cat, and so on and so forth. You feel me? Yeah, no, I remember when you got married to T.I. and all that old extra stuff. And I remember how T.I. came from where he at. Like, nigga, y'all, like, anyway. So I guess Tiny had an interview, and she was discussing how her young brother, her young man, which is her sons, her young man came to her defense. And in typical fashion, I knew she was going to say that, hey, I ain't tell them to do that. They did that on their own. They was defending their mama, as they should, and as they are, and as they shall be. You know what I'm talking about? Because you said on the interview, you talked to King, and King was like, Mama, I love you. But he ain't had no reason talking about you, so this don't got nothing to do with you. And you go on and sit over there and drink your little hot tea and watch me go to work. Okay? And even if you do have something to say, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to continue to do what I need to do because you my mama. And that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm talking about? Talk about my mama, talk about your mama. He say, and in the interview, you like, I didn't address his grandma. So we didn't address that, but we're going to address this elephant in the room, though. Excuse me. Pardon me. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to address this, though. So King and Tiny, and then Tiny also said that she couldn't. I said the same thing with Damani. Damani shit was called, excuse my language. He did his thing. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't like I said, we got some agreement. You know what I'm talking about? And I do hope that they stop, you know what I'm saying, and move on to something else. But then it's like, damn, what's something else? You know what I'm talking about? And like I said, 58, ain't no sweat off 50, bro. But it was a good interview. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. I ain't watched the full joint because I don't even mess with Breakfast Club like I used to. Y'all to move over to Netflix. I'm with just watching it off Netflix. You feel me? So if you do got Netflix, y'all need to check out that interview. Let's see. I don't even know how to pronounce her name right. I think it's Mama the Comedian. Shout out to Mama the Comedian, but gosh darn, some things you just can't say on the internet, man. Sometimes people get frustrated and pursuit. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to learn to control our emotions, man, because baby girl emotions was running high at Mama the Comedian. Mama Comedian must have said something wrong because the woman proceeded to get out of her car at the gas station and mollywop Mama the comedian. I mean, fiercely mollywop her for several eons. She was mollywopping her so long. You heard her say every statement clear as day. Please leave me. You know, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to say what I said. This and that, and the others. Just, man, look, baby girl was like, listen, you like to start stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finna finish stuff. Okay. On that bitch, like, listen here, Robin, I'm the real Batman. Fuck you talking about. For real. Speaking of bat, in the heat of the night, our baby got dropped off at the front doorstep of Sammy. Okay? I guess Sammy baby mama decided she could not take it anymore. And Sammy wasn't visiting to her liking, so she decided to pay a visit to his front doorstep with the baby in hand and dropped the baby off and kept going. And then I guess one of his friends named Crystal decided to come to his defense and talk about the baby mama. Now, Crystal, I respect you. And even if Sammy say she was supposed to say that, nigga, you ain't supposed to talk about another man's baby mama. I wouldn't care if he don't like that bitch at all. That's not your position. You're a friend, stay a friend. Don't get off in that. Cause in the end, he might still hit that. Then what? Now y'all ain't cool, but I gotta sit here in the backyard with you. So you don't want to, you know what I'm talking about? You don't want to get off into what they got going on. Oh yeah. The reason why this video is so low, the reason why this video is so late, I'm talking about, I told y'all I had to go do my thing today. So anyway, yeah, Crystal, don't get off into that. Leave baby mama well enough alone, okay? Just, you know what I'm talking about? I know it sounds good, and you know that's your friend, and you're going to come to the back for him, and you love him, and all that beautiful stuff. But you know what I'm saying? You won't shine like a chandelier. Shout out to Shaniqua Green. I'm gonna say that name again because she was a gangster. Shaniqua Green. I guess some intruder. She said that he might have been a little inebriated, but Shaniqua was like, man, ran in his house, put the kids at gunpoint. She ran up to said individual and was like, nigga, look, we ain't about to do that. And I guess while she was saying that, she got a chance to distract him enough to where she could get a hold to her gun. And I don't know if she unalived him, but she damn near wounded him enough for him to get incarcerated. And shout out to Shaniqua Green, because you ain't wait on baby daddy. By the time baby daddy came, old boy was in the paddy wagon, okay? Shout out to you. And shout out to the baby daddy. They didn't even give out his name, but shout out to him because he came. He was there. You know, most niggas would have just been like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Whether you handle it or not, shit, that nigga got a gun looking ass. Nigga, that nigga was on the way. So shout out to them group of people. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you got to protect your own. You know what I'm talking about? Man, now here goes to Lil Juicy. Lil Juicy. So I guess, Kaya, how you doing, young lady? I don't know, Kaya. You stopped fucking with me, so I really stopped fucking with you. But, you know, you fucking with my baby girl, so I gotta talk about you. I really don't. Your content is weird to me because you will say some shit, but you'll do the same shit you saying in real life, though. You know what I'm talking about? You talk shit like it's a movie, but you really like this in real. So it's weird to me. I don't be understanding that type of shit. But anyway, I guess Kaya decided that she wanted to talk crazy about Tasha K. Now, this is after Tasha K didn't literally bigged you up with the whole TS situation. So you this ain't you just went off the deep end. I guess you didn't understand the information. You feel me? So you went animal ballistic and got to talking shit. I guess this to get your views. I respect it. It is what it is. If that's what you think gets views, with all means. It ain't gonna work though, cause Touchy K gonna cook the shit out you. You really ain't got shit going on outside that desk. You feel me? So I hope this little push you got make it happen for you. And the way you and then what was funny to me is the way you was talking to T.S. Madison, like T.S. Madison was a bomb. T.S. Madison on there like you the bomb. So you came in there with some busted ass Nikes and an old ass jogging outfit. Like, nigga, ain't nobody fucking with you looking ass. But, you know, we're gonna make it do what it do, baby. I pray for you and the whole little shenanigans y'all got going on. Speaking of shenanigans, Aaron Fletcher, or I say your name right, Ari Fletcher. I guess she went on TV and a young lady decided to ask you a question. Like, what was the worst procedure you've had in your lifetime? And I guess you proceeded to tell her that you had a bra procedure, and the procedure was painful. And then I looked at the procedure. I guess you got a bra under your extremities. That's crazy. I hope you okay. Yeah, that's a lot. But y'all thought I was gonna go crazy. I ain't going crazy. Nigga, that's a lot, bro. Pray for you. Speaking of praise, shout out to Fago and Pizza. And for you people that ain't from here, Soda. Okay? I guess they had, you see my story if you mess with me the long way. I had to put that Fago piss up, and it's got to be red. You know what I'm talking about? Young strawberry is what we call it. If you from that way around the way, you understand me. Shout out to Fago. Man. I don't know. Oh! Shout out to my baby. We done got halfway through. I was going to start at the beginning, but I guess people be listening. So, shout out to Cardi BZ. You know what I'm talking about? I see you was at the Madison Young Square Young Garden. You understand me? And you brought out a little Kimsey. Damn, Mackenzie, you was looking good out there, Kimberly. Well, I definitely had that young. Well, my sister had that poster. She wanted to be a rapper at that time. Can't tell you where she at now. You know what I'm talking about? Even though I can, but I ain't. You know what I'm talking about? If you know, you know. But hell yeah, boy. If it was, I don't think she rap. You know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of shit to go on in the industry. If it wasn't right there, then we wouldn't be right there. And now we got all this. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Davidson Design. You thought I forgot about your weak ass. I told you, bro. I don't know what the fuck you got on, but my reach do this, bro. And we finna see. I guarantee you gonna guard me, but we finna see. You broke ass nigga. Or broke ass baby girl. Shout out to you though. Broke ass niggas be trying to tell a nigga what the fuck they need to be doing. Nigga, you don't need to shut the fuck up. But yeah, shout out to you though, Lil' Kim. I'm just gonna be spazzed. I apologize. Forgive me. I don't care what I do. Especially when someone pissed me off, boy. You act like you don't know what's going on when it's going on. I be well mannered and I be very apologetic when it comes to stuff. But when you go there and then act like I ain't from there, then I gotta be there. And once I go there, boy, I might not come back. But shout out to Benzino. Now, Benny, me and you ain't on the best of terms. Excuse me. Look, my face, I'm so mad. My face is starting to screw up. Me and you ain't on the best of terms, Benny. But when you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. But we gonna see how far this go because soon as you said it, I guess D1 wanted to go live. You feel me? That just goes to show you how much truth reach. You know what I'm talking about? You go on here and say, "Oh, I love you, brother," and this is what I'm talking about. You ain't never made a hit. Let a nigga with a hit come out with some shit. You gonna be talking about, well, we should just collab versus arguing all the time. Niggas be just out there for shits and giggles, my G. You feel me? But shout out to you though, Benzino. I hope you can get an album through this shit. I mean, cause he had some rights too, nigga. You ain't never been famous. At least not for building a community. You definitely been famous for tearing that bitch up though. You feel me? So I don't know, because you know what I mean? Maybe it ain't the message, it's the messenger. You know what I mean? But yeah, D1 nigga, you throw Christians right under the bus when it comes to making some dollars. So it is what it is. I guess you and D1 gonna figure it out. Y'all gonna make it happen, and it's gonna do what it do. You know what I mean? You got to paint a perfect picture in order for the picture to get painted. You know what I mean? Anyway, speaking of pictures, shout out to Goods. Now, in the beginning of my story, you see Goods saying, I help motherfuckers and shit, get in my DMs and we can get some assistance and some grinding going. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day, that's how it is. Like, I ain't really do nothing for Friday. So the next day, he was talking to the young interviewer. He's an Asian interviewer. I forgot that man's name, so I didn't mention it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he said some negative thoughts, so I really don't care to mention them anyway. But I guess he decided to tell Goods the same thing that Davidson Design decided to tell me about brands and how they do things. I say, and I didn't tell her this because she was already ready to get rid of me. So we're going to talk about it here. So Davidson Design did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Gonna try to tell me about a brand knowing you use the name of the brand to get where you going anyway. You feel me? You ain't finna help me. You probably finna steal from me. But you ain't gonna be able to do it right, and I'ma see you. You peekaboo, and you gonna get fucked up like the rest of them because you can't come on here. Where you gonna sell it at? That's where we sell it. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't come on here and sell nothing, you ain't finna sell nothing. You just talking about something, Davidson Design. Told you gonna be part of the hookup today. But yeah, Goods, you tell that man, nigga, you buying the name, not the design. I designed this myself. Pushed it out the way I pushed it out. But if I buy 300 and Jordan buying 3,000, I'm buying 3,000 and he buying 300,000, it's a whole different bracket, whole different price range, and it's the way I can sell it. So he can move for 200. I gotta move for 240 because nigga, I'm buying less. Less is more when it comes to certain shit that you can't tell. I guess you know what I'm saying. He wanted to hear you say that on live camera, so motherfucker can get some kind of understanding. Nigga, don't let nobody fool you. That was trickery by larceny, there, Goods. I ain't think you got frustrated in the tailpipe. You ain't fall for it though. You just got frustrated, like, God damn, you ain't listening. And then once you heard yourself, you was like, okay, let me stop and tell him, go back and listen to what I'm telling you. Maybe you will get some understanding. These niggas just don't understand. You feel me? Take a lot of money for a brand. You know, they did. I hope that brand keep moving though, because I like Slick Walks. Then he also told the man, listen, you paying by being a brand and you paying for a name, you ain't paying for this shoe, this item. Nigga, you paying for the SW I put on the item. You feel me? That's what you paying for. You ain't paying, you don't care what this, long as it's good product, nigga, you gonna pay for my good product. You feel me? Anyway, shout out to you, Goods, man. I hope the brand doing this thing. So you continue doing your thing, sir. And shout outs to you. And I hope all your endeavors be like your endeavors doing. Cause nigga, you got shoes, you got cologne, you got clothes, you doing it. You're doing it, and you're doing it, and you're doing it well. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Shout out to Jaden Thorpe. I might be saying Jada Thorpe. Am I saying your name correctly? I don't know. But I guess you got a brand deal with Nike. And I hope you continue to do what you do. You understand me? Shout out LeBron James. Damn, man. But see, it be shit that I already said. And what's gonna be done is gonna be done. That nigga was dunking. 40-year-old man looking like he 25 in his bit. Well, you look like one of your kids. Shout out to Bronny. Bronny got the young give and go dunk. Well, actually, it wasn't a give and go. It was a pass. He acted like he was right there, and then he wasn't right there. The defender wasn't paying no attention. Easy slip to the basket. He dunked that bitch off the lob. You got pretty high there, Bronny. Watch out. You ain't gonna be your pops. But it was damn sure good to see you, sir. Shout out to you. Let me see. There's a few other things I want to talk about. I guess no, I don't. I was listening to the actual situation, so I didn't jot the young man's name down. But I guess a 13-year-old got shot, and he got shot over some jeans. You know, people was crazy. Say he was on his way. He was at the crib, and a nigga, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Some of you gotta go. Y'all better go do your due diligence. But a 13-year-old got shot over some jeans. Okay, and in this day and age, these kids is crazy, man. They killing and taking lives over everything. It just ain't what it is. You know what I'm talking about? Speaking of 13-year-olds, I guess Jarvis Butts, I'm from Michigan. So Jarvis Butts was a sexual offender who went to prison like 2 weeks ago, and he got unalived, or he was found unalived. Don't know if he was unalived or not, but he got found unalived. And that's what happens sometimes, man. You just can't mess over everybody. You never know whom you are messing over. Cause you might be talking smack, but you might be talking smack about a Jordan brand. So now you gotta double down on your smack. And the smack might, you know what I'm saying, get you smacked up. Get you unalive. You feel me? Can't be just talking about people all willy-nilly. You never know. You know what I'm talking about? 2 weeks, bro? That means I've been incarcerated, okay? He went to prison, right? So he was there 2 weeks. So, but it take about 2 weeks, about 10 days. For real. Especially if they push your paperwork fast, all that. About 10 days. 2 weeks. To business, but you know, it depends on how the business days go. If you got if you got in trouble on Wednesday, it's gonna take the next Wednesday to get you to the prison. That's 7 days. And then it's gonna take them 3 days before you even hit a yard to go get something. Well, you might go to yard. It's gonna take you 3 days to hit a yard. At least 3 days. You feel me? You gonna go back and forth to get something to eat. But about 3 days, your paperwork that came through, and they can send you over there or over here or send you to a prison. You feel me? So your paperwork was just being processed. Nigga, you still going back and forth in quarantine. My nigga, that's quick. That's all quick shit. The longest it takes is like 6 weeks. So 2 weeks or 2 months. 2 weeks he was out of there. Okay, so that mean he was on the quarantine, y'all. You feel me? And where on quarantine, 444 people can see you. So ain't no telling. He could have got peekaboo all the way from a yard that ain't got nothing to do with him. He could have been going to the doctor, a normal checkup ass, and the person seen them, and they just ran right out there and got him yellow. And if he is who he is, they act like wasn't nothing going on. Nigga, you in the state of Michigan, my baby. I hope they don't find the killer. Please forgive me for what I am saying, but I'm from that way. Hey, it is what it is, my G. I don't, one thing is what I say, but I can't even say that. So we gonna move on. I think we got like 3, 4, 5, about 5 situations before we get to Jay-Z. So let's get into it. Shout out to the Locks. Okay then, old man. Them niggas say, listen here, nigga, 50 ain't dead, boy, and we ain't scared, boy. We finna make some noise. You understand me? Cause hey, listen, it just depends on if everybody else like it. I like it. It was straight for me. You know what I'm saying? Had the grown man lyrics in it. He talked a little shit about motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about? I hate I'm the butt, but I'm always the butt, bro. That shit get nerve wracking. It ain't gonna make me put my pen down, though. In situations like that, I used to pick my pen up and go to work. You fuck around and get 5, 10 songs. So, until my health get together, you ain't getting enough songs. So, I love y'all, bro. I talk my shit because I like talking my shit. This is just what I do. I told you I can turn it on and turn it off. I done said this plenty of times before. You've been on many of my platforms. I done talked about y'all good and bad and indifferent. I ain't never choosing no side, nigga. I am who I am. I told you I can cut it on and cut it off. Nigga, if you met me outside of this screen, you will see that. But yeah, I liked it, that joint. And sure, we do what we do with that joint. At least I hope it do what it do. It might not. I don't know, man. These new people, they be wanting what they want, and they want to get regurgitated, and you bring back some more. I don't think your fatigue gonna allow you to do none of that. I don't care how many pull-ups and push-ups you got going on, sir. You might not make. I don't know. We shall see, though. I like the record. But I also liked the Max B record too. And look how far it went. About 2 weeks. After that, it was over with. I don't know why they be calling me. I ain't got nothing to say to somebody who ain't said nothing to me earlier today. You could have been called my phone. You figure I'm up and I'm just going to send you the voicemail and look in there? Shout out to Jeezy. Now see, this is a guy that stays out the way, but when he come our way, we got some understanding going. That man said, look, I'm part of the old school where we don't do a whole lot of talking. At the end of the day, yeah. Nigga, I'm just, even if I was from that era, he said, I'll still probably move in the same manner as my elders move. Nigga, I'm militant with this, okay? He ain't say that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? I understand, Jeezy. Finna get off into these people business so they can get off in mine. And then I'm frustrated and I ain't got my mind set intact. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, don't let nobody throw you off your square, nigga. You almost 60. I don't see them doing it anyway. You know what I'm talking about? I like progress. I like progression. You ain't got to teach no lesson. You understand me? Yeah. It's just the kids these days don't live on the street code method because they ain't never seen the street. You know what I'm talking about? All the streets they ain't seen the street they don't like. Say it just like that. They ain't seen the street they don't like. Speaking of that, shout out to the baby. I guess you was on what you was on, and you had your 40 acres. Shout out to your 40 acres. Most people don't get 40 acres. You know what I'm saying? You said fuck the mules. Literally. But yeah, most people can't afford 40 acres. So shout out to you and whatever you're gonna do with it. I hope it's definitely gonna be something productive. You got all them kids. They gonna give you some ideas for sure. You need to bounce some of them ideas off of them and make them make sense. If they don't, tell them start over. You feel me? If it's too much, tell them why it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Sit there and do the business. Make them niggas be producers. You feel me? Shout out to you, though, baby. I think we got one more talk before we get to right here. So shout out to JMB Juvie. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. JMB Juvie. He made this song. We get. We get. We get. We get. We get. Yeah, we all said it. We all got some memes with the music in the background. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know what I'm saying? I guess he redid the song and you know where they dropped the mic? Yeah, I think he gonna drop the mic. You know what I'm talking about? Please go get him and listen. You know what I mean? You understand? You understand? And that's where we at with that. Now, let's talk about young Jay-Z. Damn, Jay-Z. Now, it's been some mixed feelings with this shit, right? So, you know, I'm going to give you the ones, then I'm going to give you the twos. So, it is what it is. Only thing I ain't like was the better rap. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't understand that. Like, you going to give all these pillars some type of moral compass, and then you say better rap just then took it too far? That was kind of weird. What you saying about better rap? Better rap been taking it too far, nigga. That's the whole mission. To take it too motherfucking far. And you to be able to adjust. So if you can't live in that light, nigga, don't fuck with it. That's how that go. And some of your prominent raps came from better rap, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Or nigga, you knew they could do that. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be who you were if it wasn't for these niggas. But you got a nerve to say that better rap doing too much. And so this is so many words. You can go check out the I don't know. It was on GQ. You know what I'm talking about? You can check the interview out. And if you like it, then it is what it is. If you don't like it, say what you gonna say. Because at the end of the day, that man charged $800 for a ticket. Nigga, you say whatever the fuck you feel like saying. Nigga, you just paid all that money. Listen, Jay-Z better shut up and sing. And then shout out to AK. I don't fuck with this nigga. Shout out to Academics. Go check him out too. That nigga said, listen, it's finna be a whole lot of gimmicks and a whole lot of Trojan horses. He said that nigga Diddy ain't never gave no money out till the feds came. Hey, that when the shit was true. Nigga ain't coming. Nigga ain't got nothing going on till he got something going on. Then he gonna talk about all the shit he got going on and how he doing shit to make shit go on. And the whole time he ain't had nothing going on till something was going on. I hope you get what I got going on. Because it's going on. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nobody never, Jay-Z ain't never did nothing for nobody. Nah, I knew Jay-Z since back to, well, I probably been knowing that man since forever. Can't even put a time frame on it. Cause there's a lot of shit I done that the nigga don't need to be, you know what I'm talking about? So, nigga, I don't know what you gonna do. This new age is different, bro. They not buying the shenanigans. You gonna have to show and improve. And if you ain't got nothing going on right now while it's going on, then you ain't got nothing going on, bro. And you gonna fall to the wayside like everybody else. Ain't no wait. It's right here, right now. So all that wait and trying to let shit die down, niggas don't care. You can let it die down if you want to. Guess what? They still gonna remember. I had 6 of them things. They still gonna remember, my nigga. You gonna have to kill all 6 of them. That's the only way that you gonna make this pass. Cause other than that, they own your ass. And the niggas that ain't on your ass is the niggas that's on your ass. I really, after you do the Madison Square Garden, I really pray for you, my nigga. Because New York probably the only place that really want to care to see you. Look at your dates. Look at what you got going on. Your itinerary should tell you what it's supposed to tell you. And I bet you it's telling you some bullshit. Yeah, ain't nobody buying that shit. And it's only in New York where you can charge the $800. You go to Wisconsin, you probably charging $15. For real. You go to Idaho, you probably charging $10. $7 and free drink looking ass nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't doing nothing, ain't nothing. You too old to be moving now. You gotta really have something going on to be of age moving around in the rap scene. Because the rap scene is full of chains and diamond rings, and you have none of these things. Or you don't even care to have none of these things. You feel me? That's the biggest part. You don't care to have the shenanigans going on. And if you ain't got a Cardi B type shenanigan, then you ain't gonna be shenanigan, and the shenanigans is gonna pass you by. You feel me? Niggas gonna talk so bad about you, you ain't gonna wanna fuck with the shit. Cause you gonna think motherfuckers ain't fucking with Doggy Bone. Now on the flip side of that is, nigga, you might have a grant. Everybody might come out to this motherfucker every goddamn time you look up Jay-Z doing his goddamn thing. You feel me? Me personally, now this without giving the either or. I don't care. I don't care what you do, sir. I'm not coming outside. These young people crazy. Okay? So you ain't gotta worry about me disrupting anything. You feel me? I'm gonna talk my shit though and swallow my spit though. I ain't know where I was gonna go with the video on Jay-Z because I watched the interview. I might have watched the interview twice. Like, damn, he ain't saying nothing about all this what he got going. Cause you the only. It's probably about a handful of black folks that's in this situation, and we ain't talking about none of these niggas. I don't care to talk about Boy because he, you know what I'm saying, he of the persuasion, and they skin color got to figure that out. You know what I'm talking about? So you ain't gonna hear me talk about him, but you know, people that is of my complexion, I figure I can speak. I've been around the block or two. I know what's going on when it's going on and how it goes on. You feel me? Damn, I still got to clean dishes and make me something to eat. I ain't ate since earlier today. I know I'm hungry. But yeah, Jay-Z, man, I want to pray for you, good brother. I don't know how things gonna go and if it's gonna last, but I sure be watching and I sure be rooting for you, good brother. Now you do got people that's out here talking crazy, niggas like Academic. It was some Caucasian woman. You got a few of them, and it's probably gonna be a few more as I get off this here internet. But I just want to pray for you, good brother, and your family. Damn, speaking of family, damn, Beyonce or Solange ain't came out and talked about this situation. I guess I don't know. You know, I ain't gonna talk about it then. You know what I'm talking about? Let me look at my little Rolly real quick before I leave here. Let me see. Is there anybody I want to talk about before I go? This might be it, fellas. If I didn't get to you, I love you, appreciate you. Like I said, with all that being said, as the old saying goes, the smoke's gone, I'm gone.